Sports Desk is brought to you by Xerox Canada and Mazda. Cars and trucks backed by the best warranty in the business. That's the Mazda way. Sports Desk with Michael Landsberg and Paul Romanek.
Hello there and welcome to the show. CFL with a huge trade today. The biggest trade in the CFL since, I guess, maybe what, the last time Matt Dunigan was traded.
You know, Paul, about a month ago, I guess it was, I was interviewing Argo coach Don Matthews and Argo general manager Mike McCarthy. I asked them who they felt was the best quarterback in the CFL. Without hesitating, they said Matt Dunigan. I asked them whether they wanted Matt Dunigan. They said they couldn't answer because it would be tampering. But I left with no doubt that they wanted Dunigan in the worst way. So today made total sense. The Argonauts wanted Dunigan and he wanted out of BC. As a result, Matt Dunigan, for the second time in 2 years, gets traded for 6 players.
Matt Dunigan sure is an expensive commodity. Just 2 years after the BC Lions gave up 6 players to get him, they've traded Dunigan to the Toronto Argos for another 6. The deal looks like this. Dunigan goes to the Argos in return for linebacker Willie Pless, defensive lineman Gerald Bayless, Canadian linebacker Tony Visco, veteran slotback Emmanuel Tolbert, Canadian safety Todd Wiseman, and quarterback/actor Rick Johnson. Dunigan has been the CFL's premier quarterback the last 4 years. Last season with the Lions was his best ever statistically. Dunigan threw for 4,500 yards and 27 touchdowns and scrambled for 10 more. So why did the Lions deal him? Lions president Joe Capps suggests it was Dunigan's greed that forced his hand.
Our whole theme is teaming up, and Matt felt because of past circumstances that he couldn't join us in our efforts to sell the football team, and that's divisive, and we can't have that. So from that standpoint, we think he goes to Toronto, he fulfills those goals, and we're left without the most exciting player in the league. But on the other hand, we now have restocked, renourished our team, and all of us now can point ourselves in the direction of being the best football team we can be.
We didn't know when and if it was ever going to happen. I mean, it was never a done deal till about 11 o'clock last night.
We didn't control the time.
The ball was in their court.
Unlike the previous Dunigan deal, where BC gave up 6 quality starters such as Greg Stuman, the Argos haven't given up nearly as much. Willie Pless is a former All-Star, but only played the last half of the season with Toronto after trying out in the NFL. If he still wants to play in Canada, Pless is a good addition. Gerald Bayless is the only other starter the Lions picked up.
It really hurt giving up Pless and Bayless because they're two really notable people in this city, and Willie's really a fan favorite also. But I mean, you have to give up something to get something back, and that's what they had to do. And Visco and Wiseman, they were they're good young Canadian players, and but primarily backup type people. And in our scheme, what Don wants to use, they were kind of expendable.
Rick Johnson is an obvious choice because of the fact that they needed a quarterback, and he's played for Larry Kaharick before, and Matt Dunigan made him expendable.
Emmanuel's been in the league 10 years, it'll be his 10th year, and he had an injury problem last year, and that you get a little older, those things do happen to you. So you don't know if you're going to have him there every game.
The trade comes a day after the Argos introduced star college quarterback Major Harris to the media. Despite the arrival of Dunigan, the Argos still want Harris.
Before they become great quarterbacks, sometimes they have to watch a great quarterback and learn from him. So it's a great opportunity for a young quarterback to be behind Matt Dunigan and learn his trade that way.
The Argos are happy, the Lions are happy, but how about Matt Dunigan? Everything we'd heard suggested that he would be thrilled by it. He'd been talking about a trade from BC for a long time. And you may think that he's being reunited with Don Matthews. That's not the case. David Pratt reports from Vancouver.
For 7 years, Matt Dunigan has followed the path of Argo head coach Don Matthews. And although they have both worked for the Eskimos and the Lions, this will be the first time that they have actually been teamed up.
This morning on the telephone when he phoned, I said, finally, you know, I get to be associated with you instead of being up against you all the time. I've been facing his defensive schemes for 7 years now, and his philosophy, and I'm tired of it. You know, it's too much of a hassle. You know, but it made it fun, and now I'm going to have even more fun because his defensive philosophies, his coaching philosophy is that you know, to be aggressive on defense, give your offense more opportunity, and Adam Reed and I'll take that opportunity and run with it.
There is still some question as to who instigated the trade with Dunigan, but there is no doubt the biggest problem was the fact that he and BC Lions president Joe Kapp did not get along, and Dunigan took the opportunity to take one last shot.
Ron Perrick and myself gave the BC Lions every opportunity to work this deal out for the past 4 months, and it's obvious that they just didn't want to, and therefore I'm in the situation I am today. And looking at that and looking at the future and where I'm going, you know, I'm excited as hell.
As fate would have it, this year's Grey Cup game is in Vancouver. It's something that has not slipped by Dunigan. Both he and Matthews would love nothing more than to be in BC Place in late November.
Just make your reservations, people in Toronto, to come back to Vancouver in late November.
And as always, Dunigan gets the last word.
I need to do one of these. So I guess this thing's outdated. Let's get busy.
David Pratt, TSN, Vancouver.
A little bit of corn never hurt.
Nice get up.
If I'm Major Harris, why would I want to come to Toronto now that I'm going to be behind the best guy in the CFL?
You're Major Harris. It's, hey, Major, thanks for coming up. And we got this other guy. I don't know. I still think it's a great deal for the Argonauts in the sense that really I believe they gave up 2 players more than anything. Gerald Bayless, a fine defensive lineman who can get to the passer, and Willie Pless, if Pless is available, if his hardest now in the CFL. So beyond that, I think it's more 2 for 1 than anything else.
And which is also so important in a big media market like Toronto, they have a marquee player that's going to help.
And they loved him. McCarthy and Matthews were drooling over him.